My name is Brenda Birch, and I am a citizen and longtime resident of Gary, Indiana. And I want to tell a story about my family home. It has taken me a long time to put this out on social media. I tried to resolve this, first with the contractor and then with the lawyer. The contractor and I went through mediation, and we later came to an agreement to continue the work on our family home. Then, when the agreement was breached, I filed a consumer mediation complaint with the Indiana Attorney General's office. And although the Consumer Protection Division could not resolve the dispute, they did state that my complaint had merit and that I could pursue as a private litigant or obtain the advice of a private attorney, which of course I cannot afford. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, so let me start at the beginning. This started as a dream to restore the home that means so much to our family. It was 2012, and I was a local United Methodist Church pastor in the Emerson area of Gary. I met AZ Construction Management through the United Pastors Alliance initiative in the Gary-Emerson area. AZ Construction Management, also known as Builders of Kingdoms, were performing community services to show what the Jobs Academy Beaver training program could do for area residents. Not only were they rehabbing older homes, they were training Gary residents to do construction work, and I was impressed. They wanted to help rebuild Gary. And I was part of a like-minded initiative, the United Pastors Alliance, which later became known as the Gary Downtown Emerson Neighborhood Spotlight. So in May 2013, I signed a contract with AZ Construction Management, Builders of Kingdoms, and 2341 Kentucky became a Jobs Academy Beaver site. And I understood that because the workers were being trained, the project would take anywhere from 12 to 18 months, but no longer than 2 years. By July 2013, the majority of the items had been removed from our family home, and the project started. I was informed by AZ that the trainees would be constantly supervised, so there would be no need for all of the items to be removed before starting the project. However, in November 2013, a few of the academy workers stole some items out of our home. An insurance claim was filed to cover the damages. The project was stopped to remove the remaining items, and I was told they would restart the project in the spring of 2014. So in May 2014, they stripped the aluminum siding off of our home. On the inside, they stripped off the paneling and drywall. And then there was another theft. Based on the schedule of the contractor, a hot tub was ordered and delivered. The schedule was not kept, and the tub was stolen in early November 2014. And based on a contract amendment, an insurance claim was not filed for this incident. The work continued. By March 2015, they started repairs to the ceiling and redesigning and reframing the rooms. drywall was being installed, and windows were placed in the rooms for installation. But the windows were never installed, and I'll talk about that later in this presentation. And then the nightmare started. I was informed by the contractor that the north side of our home had been eaten by termites, and that the previous contractor who did our back addition left a 4-inch bow between our original house and our addition. The termite damage and the bow in our home should have been noticed and documented before the original contract was signed. A licensed professional should have noticed this. Well, they both were addressed with an amended contract in 2016 after litigation with a lawyer. And the addition was torn down. The original materials from this area were resalvaged, and then the addition was rebuilt. The work began to slow down again, and it became harder to reach AZ Construction Management. Many text messages and phone calls were ignored. By January 2017, the roof installation began and was completed before the springtime. But the inside and the outside of the property had been totally trashed. In April 2017, I received a dumping violation from the City of Gary Court. I contacted AZ, but was told that they were doing contract work in the state of Michigan, and one worker was sent to clean up the property, but that worker did not have the equipment or the manpower to complete the job before the court date. I ended up hiring cleanup contractors to remove the debris left by AZ Demolition from both outside and inside of our property. Today, the dream still lives, but this is the condition our property was left in. Since the windows were not installed and the plumbing was not done correctly, mold has contaminated our home. At this point, I'm going to let the pictures speak for themselves. We found out that AZ Construction Management had filed for Builders of Kingdoms to be administratively dissolved without contacting us. And the work at 2341 Kentucky Street was never completed because the trainees had left the program. To date, I have invested over $40,000 in our family home, and it is worse than it was in the beginning, and it's totally uninhabitable. Per other contractors who have walked through our property, it would cost more than double to become a home that can be lived in again. And yes, all these pictures and even more detail was sent to the Indiana Attorney General's office. But it gets worse. After filing the complaint with the Indiana Attorney General, the side door of our home was kicked in, and all the uninstalled windows were stolen in November 2017. And since the windows were never installed, no insurance claim could be filed, and nobody saw who did this, but it does lead to speculation. And even Mother Nature added her opinion to the condition of our home. Any donation to complete this dream, to help restore our Jones family home is needed for demolition and for a fresh restart. I thank you for listening, and I'm thanking you in advance for your support.